although the defense thought he motioned. But now if you motion the guy across, you can see there's nothing really out here. So if it's a man coverage, just leave it as is. You can see how that's going to pull back. Very easy score here, as he's just, the streak's going to pull back the safety for a very easy one-play touchdown crossing the field. Getting the wide receiver open right over the middle of the field. This PA cross is one of the easiest plays to run in the game. If you guys are looking for fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins, check out my coin sponsors at MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 6% off your order. Link in the description below. The champ is here! Welcome back, Money Team. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a full breakdown, or at least a portion of a full breakdown from my Kansas City Chiefs offensive ebook. I used to give out like the full 3-4 hour version of these, but I had people that actually purchased my ebooks complain that they just spent money to buy the whole thing, and then I would give away the whole thing. So this is only going to be about an hour long, although it's still a lot of information. I have 3 different formations, 3 of my favorite formations in the entire book. But like I said, the full version is like 3 to 4 hours long. So if you guys want to unlock that, you can click on the links in the description or the top pinned comment. You can download my ebooks instantly simply by doing that. Or you can check out the full breakdowns on my Patreon, on my Join Now community tab. All that stuff is available in the description if you guys want to check that out. Other than that, if you guys want me to continue to do this, I try to do one of these videos every single month. Let me know in the comments section which video you guys want to see next, and obviously be a subscriber, because like I said, I will be dropping one of these at least once a month, and the Chiefs is going to be the first one. So right now I'm working on my Washington Commanders offensive ebook as well as my custom playbook, so expect to have that stuff pretty soon. But like I said, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section. Other than that, let's go get right into the video. Next up, out of the I form close, we have the halfback stretch. It's another play that's good against random. You can run it strong side and it's solid. There's a couple different adjustments you can make, like you can motion out the fullback to make sure that he gets to the edge quicker, which can be a little bit of a tell, but there's pass plays that make it that it's not necessarily a tell. So that's one way to do it. You can flip the play, motion across the tight end once again, or you can motion across the receiver, which is something that I'll do in a lot of different pass plays. But you can see here, since this is a man coverage, if I flip the play and leave it and then motion the guy across, which now he's not motioning, although the defense thought he motioned. But now if you motion the guy across, you can see there's nothing really out here. So if it's a man coverage, just leave it as is and motion across the receiver, and the cornerback will follow. This looks like it might be a man coverage too. As you can see, it's not, but at least it pulls the defense in. This can still give you an advantage too. I mean, there's so many different ways to run this stretch. It's very, it's very, very flexible, very adaptable on what you're seeing. We'll go on and we'll flip this and we'll run it behind the receiver one time. As you'll see, they do some fake routes, some runoffs. Although, that's not necessarily the best. I think running it to the tight end side is probably a little bit better because he does seal the edge a little bit better. But against man coverage, you can see how this receiver here is doing a runoff. When I motion him across, it changes. And now it's not really as much of a runoff. So that's why it's not necessarily as good. He just turns like, a straight blocker. But it's still a really good, series that you can run from this play. It's the bread and butter of the formation. Next up, we're going to choose an inside run to complement it in the ISO or the dive. They're really the same, but the ISO is probably the better of the two, as this is just a straight inside run. So if your opponent is, worrying about that stretch and they're spreading you out a lot, you can always just hit that inside run. As you can see here, I mean, we're having a lot of easy lanes there, although there I hit the guns a little too fast, and I think it created a shed for the linebacker. But just a really good inside run, nothing too crazy. It's gonna be best against cover too because the safeties drop back. Next up, we'll do the lead dive. I mean, it's it's an inside run the same way. Nothing really to show, just an inside give. Once again, same idea whenever they're spreading for the outside runs. There is another decent outside run, the toss, as the toss runs are decent. I'm not going to say that they're the best thing ever, but you can motion out the fullback the same way, and these guys do a pretty good job of picking up as far as targeting. But the stretch run is definitely better by comparison. Like I said, I'll motion this guy out just to give him a head start, just to get him to that edge a little bit quicker. And you can see the issue with toss plays is sometimes guys can shoot the gaps left by the pulling blockers. But like I said, this is still a good run play. It's not the better of the two. I still think the stretch is better, but you can just I'll run this a few times just to see how consistent this is. As you can see that we are having, you know, some success, as I think we had a 10 to 15 yard run on the one play, but ultimately the stretch is just way more consistent. Next up, we'll go over some dink and dunk pass plays, starting off with the PA deep read, which is more of a man concept, but we're going to go random. As the deep read plays themselves can get open against zone, but they're typically more man beaters, as you'll watch to see if there's anybody following back before making your decision on whether to drop it down to one of these running backs or the fullback on a check and release, which are they're going to be the zone beaters, the routes underneath. And then we have the man beater here, which he just sits down right in front of the cornerback. If it's a man coverage, you'll notice because he'll follow right away, and you'll also notice because he stays over the top. You know, if the cornerback or the defender's ever underneath, you don't want to throw that ball. But if you throw it with good timing, you can see how it's just an easy catch every single time. Safe catching normally. Just getting down the shield. And then you can see how, you know, the zone concepts aren't as good, but they're better than other plays that I put out like this, as the running back has a lot of acceleration, allowing him to be a good catch and run option underneath. But you're really just watching. I typically just watch the X receiver, and if he doesn't get open, then I just throw it to the running back underneath. That's the easiest way. Split the field in half and just kind of do a high-low between X and the running back. Next up, we have the PA deep cross go. I'm going to go random once again. For this play, you can either drag or in the A receiver, and you have your choice to custom stamp B up or down if you want. The running or the fullback's good on a curl route, as we're really just going to watch high-low. Why didn't he catch that? I don't know what happened there, but we're really going to watch high-low, starting off with the running back. As you can see, like, nobody covers him in the flat, and now we just have a really good, you know, catch and run, which can be the biggest play on the play. If it's there, take it. Then you also have you know, you got some zone beaters here, as I was trying to wait for B, but yeah, that was another situation where I probably should have just threw to the running back, as if he's there, it's a big play. But I don't want to just continue to robo check down. But you can see how all of these other routes typically draw the attention of the other players of the other zones on the field, a lot of times leaving that guy just wide open. So here we go once again. Running back gets tackled this time, so we got to go somewhere else. Do our levels check, and we got a very easy play for, you know, almost one play touchdown. So it's really just a levels play with the fullback just sitting over the middle a lot. As you can see right there, I was going to try to hold and wait for the RB route, but you can see how the route pulled this linebacker. The in route pulled this linebacker, and this guy was just sitting wide open, which is going to happen a lot. So I tried to throw there, but he's just wide open in the middle of the field. Next up, we got the double outs. Let's continue to pick random. These speed out routes really get open against any defense, because you always tend to have leverage, as you can really you know, throw these quick outs here, these speed out routes against any coverage in the game right now, except typically cover 2 zone. As you can see, I'm really just getting the angle every single time. And the last but not least, we got the PA tight end leak. So let's go and let's pick that. This is your everything play. As you can put the B receiver on a streak, motion out the the RB route here is just wide open, as I took way too long to make that decision. But you can motion them out, like I was saying, with some of the run plays, and that'll help them get into the flat a lot quicker. As you can see here, that was a matching coverage, but we can still go up and get that. Like I said, we have you know, we have the tight end running that. A lot of times can overpower corners, but it's really just a high-low read as we get a man coverage here. And you know, that's a scenario where the sideline kind of got me in trouble, but that's pretty much the play. Now the X receiver, I can put him on like a 10-yard in route. It's gonna be a better check down against most defenses, as that dude just ran right around Lane Johnson. I don't know what happened there. Probably just another blown assignment. Gonna do this again. Like I said, man coverage, zone coverage. This corner route's gonna work, and the flat's gonna work against zone. So I'll give myself a 10-yard in, because it looks like we have a blitz coming there. And that's a good man check down / zone check down as well. So pretty much, you know, every route but the pull route, the streak gets open here. But it's got a lot of one-play touchdowns too. So let's go and let's pick that again. And we're going to go concept to concept, starting off with cover 2 zone. Same idea. I mean, the tight end is going to get open the same way above the corner. Might not necessarily be a one-play touchdown, but it's definitely a good play. You can also put RB on a wheel and then just motion him out, and it'll help to pull the safety, as that'll get the, I mean, the mid-read doesn't really react to the X receiver. He reacts to the other side of the field, as this will allow this guy here to split the safeties once again, because the B receiver is going to the mid-read first, so that's why he doesn't really react to that. Also have a lot of good plays against cover 3. Let's go, let's pick cover 3 sky. Motion this guy across once again. Put A on a custom stem, just custom stem A and X down, really, just to get them across to their, just to get them to pull their coverages a little bit faster. And then you can see how this guy here is just a very easy one-play touchdown over the top. Should work the same way against cover 3 match. So let's pick that. Same idea. Motion this guy across, custom stem everybody down a little bit. And the matching cover 3 doesn't really follow as well as I expect. As we'll go up and moss that guy. I'll do that again. Because I do think that I can get more separation from a play like this. As that time, a lot of separation. So, very easy play against cover 3. Next up, we'll choose that again, and we'll go cover 4, starting off with quarters. So, motion this guy across, put him on a streak one more time. Custom stem X down, I'll custom stem A down. All that stuff doesn't really matter as much, but you can see how the X receiver here is going to get open. Although I had to make a jumping catch instead of a rat catch. Almost looks like the way this sets up too, it looks like the B receiver might be open as well, if you get the same type of interference except of contact that I got there. So I'm going to do that again, as X is definitely better, but you can see we do get some interference where the B receiver might be the way. Next up, we're going to do cover 4 palms. Cover 4 palms doesn't really require any setup. I noticed that the X receiver wins regardless, but I'll use the same setup just because it's easier than trying to read the difference between the two. As you can see, the receiver gets open over the top, and even with a bad catch animation, we still score the one-play touchdown. But you can run that play as is against palms if somebody's using palms. Next up, we're going to choose man. Well, actually, no, I think we'll do cover 6 first. Another play, I don't think you need any adjustments. The X receiver here is going to win inside from his man match defender very easily, which I think is on the cover 2 side. So whatever side is the cover 2 side, just flip the play, and it'll be a very easy one-play touchdown, whether it's cover 6 or cover 9. Just run it from that side. Next up, we're going to do man coverage, starting off with man 0 blitz. This play here, I'm going to want to run it from a hash mark, because we're going to motion across that receiver one more time. Like this time, we're not going to make any adjustments, and he's going to have success. We can custom stem X down if we want to too, as he'll also be a good route, but the B receiver here is going to be the best play, and if I throw it a little bit earlier, could have an easy one-play touchdown. Now, like I said, I can custom stem X down too, and he could also win inside because he doesn't have anybody over the top of him. As you can see, we can make a big play. I threw it a little bit early there, though. I would say, if anything, you would want to check. You can check and release the running back, just so that his defender doesn't turn into a deep safety, as I accidentally messed that up and threw it a little bit early, and then we just messed up the whole play. But we'll do that one more time. I didn't mean to hike the ball before the receiver got set, as that will slow everything down. So I'll do that one more time. Like I said, B's the cheese. As you see, just beats outside, and because that defender's running away, which I could shorten if I really want to, I could just slant so that there's no, no defender really in the way once I get that ball outside. And I'm trying to cancel that play. It's better to me. I like canceling the play action just because I tried to throw that ball, but it wouldn't let me, as I accidentally motioned out Goddard there. But I tried to throw that ball because I was in a play action animation. It wouldn't let me. So put him on a check and release. It's going to be the better way to go. That way I can just get this ball out super fast for the catch and run. And I didn't even put that receiver into a shorter route, but you can see how that's just a really good play against 0. Although so is the post route, you know, so we'll go ahead and try that one time. As the defender, I mean, I don't know how it's not a penalty. He got completely mugged. But we'll go ahead, we'll check and release just so that guy doesn't drop back and double team my receiver. And you can see how I had to throw on the run there. But you can see how the post can work because it does have inside leverage. Next up, we'll choose cover 1. Similar in the regard that B is going to get open. But you can also get X open. But we'll try B first. As you can see, he's going to get open outside. Catch and run might be tough to get around the safety. But you can motion this guy across. And I feel it's probably going to be better to do that from, you know, center field or not necessarily on the short side. But we'll motion this guy across, put him on a streak. You can see the safety plays a little bit more to the left now. And then I just have to get a good throw, which obviously I'm not going to get on the run. I mean, the blocking, I don't know why, but this game's not letting me adjust my blocking scheme at all. So I can't take off this horrible blocking that they have. If you're noticing, a lot of this, like the defensive tackles are just getting unblocked like right through the middle a lot, or off the edge like right here. And I can't change it. But like I said, you can see how this guy could get open, you know, as long as the pressure's not directly in your face. In fact, it's not letting me control that. So let's go and let's do that again. We're going to pick cover 2 this time. Same idea. I mean, streak B. A is already on a corner route, but you know, that's pretty similar to an out route. Out route would be better, but I'm not going to even bother because it's going to pull the same way. And you can see how we can just split the safeties right down the middle once again for a potential catch and run, especially with a little bit faster receiver. Next up, out of the trio Y flex, we have the motion corner slot choice. I'm going to go random here. Got kind of a double drags concept going on here, but I like the speed out route, as this route here is really the reason I would call this play. It's going to be just about every single defense in the game. But like I said, you have that drag. I would say it's probably best to put the choice route into a drag also, so you have double drags to go with this concept over here, because these double drags can be just about anything. Although it looks like you're going to have to re-drag the tight end if you want to keep that drag look. The running back's a decent route option also. You can see how that motion pulls in the cornerback to the point where we can really just throw to the speed out route all day. So he's just kind of creates that, you know, creates the motion response that gives the cornerback that outside leverage that he needs against just about every single defense, except for maybe cover 2 hard flats. So once again, brings the guy in. They can't drop back. Get an easy catch and run. That's really the basis for the play. And then also you have your drags, and your running back is a good check down over the middle as well. Next up, we got some good man options as well in a lot of these plays. I'll go ahead and I'll do the halfback motion slot shake. As you have a couple different, I mean, the entire left side is really man beaters. Although I don't know if I'm actually going to get man, but it looks like we did there. As we're really just, that's probably the bread and butter. And then the B receiver also. As the defensive tackle drop back there, which was surprising. I thought that was going to catch me in some trouble, but just a lot of man beaters on the left side is really the point of this play. Not sure if we're getting man coverages, but there we get you know, the dig, the dig inside, as we have completed all 3 passes there. Next up, we have another man play out of the mesh whips. We'll continue to pick random man. As these whip routes here, and even the running back, I mean, there's won't play touchdowns to this in this play to be had, like the running back, which can be if he catches that running through the ball. If it's a cover 2 man, which this looks like it could be, you can put the wide receiver on a streak to pull back, and the double post here can be a big play too. So I would say the wheel routes of cover 1, well, that is a cover 2, and then you also have, I mean, I'll try to get this cover 1 touchdown again here, because we didn't get it last time, but you can see as very big play at the very least. And then all these other routes are good checkdowns, like the whip routes. The tight end whip route's probably better. as I'll hit that one on the next play. The tight end seems to be a better version, as they're both running whips, but that's a better version there. And then you also have the B receiver, which can get open right over the middle against just about any man coverage. It's every route here is a man beater with 2 being 1-play touchdowns. Next up, we have some good run plays and some good RPO plays, which I didn't really think that I went over too much here. Starting off with the inside zone, although that's not the best run play, it's still decent enough, as this formation can pull out the linebackers to the point where you just hit them with an inside zone. Because of the 3 wide receivers spread the way they are, this can be a very effective play if you see that look. If you see where there's a linebacker missing in the middle of the field here, like it's happened on the last couple of plays, although there I kind of accelerated into them. That's more my fault. But like right here where there's 2 linebackers in the middle, then you want to switch to like a run play or something like that. But if there's 1 linebacker in the middle, inside zone is the way to go. Next up, we have the halfback quick base. This here is the same thing. It's just a little bit better because you have that pull and guard. And a lot of times that'll be better to go outside. So if you have the 2 linebackers inside, this might be the better play to the outside, but I'll wait till I see that actual look where I have 2 linebackers in the middle, like right here in a 0 blitz, as I really didn't have an opportunity to take that outside either. But if you have the 2 linebackers in the middle, a lot of times you can follow this blocker and break it outside. So this here is probably the better run of the 2 because you have that lead blocker. But on the inside zone might be better because it's a little more straightforward. Here's the 2 linebackers once again. So now we have that pulling block, and like I said, it's better for that 2 linebacker look, where the inside zone is better for the 1 linebacker look, where there's a linebacker missing. Next up, we have the RPO lit bubble, where you watch the guy in front of the bubble screen. If he doesn't drop down immediately on the bubble, throw it out to the bubble. It's really that simple, really easy catch and run. That's only going to be zone though, where the A receiver can beat man or zone. And if you custom stem him down, I find that route gets open even faster. But you also have a run play, as you can see right here, with nobody up the middle. So if there's no linebackers up the middle, you can use this as your inside run. Here we have 2. It's probably like a cover 0 blitz, so we just get it out there. Like I said, we make that pre-snap read. Don't have to wait to see where the play goes. As there, I actually tried to swing it out to the bubble, but it just auto-handed off. I don't know if you can hold on to this since you have an A route here. It doesn't look like you can hold on to it, keep with the quarterback, but you have a good run with the right side. That's your zone beater, or the man beater on the right side, zone beater on the left side, real easy. Next up, we have the slip screen. The screen is the play, but you do have the ability to throw this other guy, even though they were just getting straight mugged. But I just like the fact that you have another option. And even though you're throwing off your back foot, it's not the end of the world. It's still a good. You don't seem to get as much of a penalty with that. But obviously, the best play is going to be to the running back, as you get all the blocking over here. So this is obviously the best way to go. Next up, we have the slot seam. Let's go and pick that. Pick random. Put X on a streak. Put B on a flat. And that'll be your high-low against man and zone. Although there you can see, I mean, sometimes these guys just run into each other like a damn car crash. So one more time. Like I said, hopefully we don't get that same interference look that doesn't ever get called. But you can see how the streak pulls back, allowing the zone to get open. And the tight on the other side is actually a pretty good man beater. That corner out there. So just put the running back on an out route or a Texas route, and then it'll be right side. Now we got left side zone, right side man. If you see that flat, take that flat. I mean, it was there. I could have took that. But the corner route's there too. So, real easy play. Left side zone, right side man. Next up, we have the shock H option, which is really going to be a cover 2 play. So let's pick cover 2. B on a streak, X on a smoke. And the B on the streak can cook because a lot of times the mid read's not really reacting to it. So you really have your choice here. So we can really go to the Y receiver, which is a good play, or the B receiver, which is a good play. 1 play touchdown capable of 1 play. As you can see, the mid read there, I don't know if that was the mid read was late, but like I said, very easy play against cover 2. Probably the best cover 2 play in the formation. Next up, we have the slot halfback under angle. This play here is specifically a cover 2 play, as the B receiver here just kind of runs right down the middle. Very easy play against cover 2. Although you also have the X receiver, which can get open outside as well, as they both have a lot of success if you run from a hash mark to the open side of the field. Also very good against cover 2 man. Pick cover 2 man, as the B receiver once again does not get pressed. Just runs right past his defender right up the middle between the safeties again. And you could probably do the same thing with X if he gets outside, but why bother when you have the B receiver just running right down the middle of the field there? Next up, we have the Motion Mills Trio Y Flex. I'm going to pick cover 3 here. Put A on streak. And when this guy motions out, he's going to get open outside of that deep corner because of the streak pulling back. Next up, we have the PA Crossers. It's going to be a one-play touchdown against lots of different things. We'll start off with Tampa 2. No real adjustments needed. The mid-read here gets pulled, although I got smacked there, but the mid-read gets pulled by the B receiver, getting the Y receiver open right over the middle of the field. This PA Cross is one of the easiest plays to run in the game. We'll call that a tutty. Next we'll pick the cover 3. Where we at here? Cover 3 PA Crossers. Concept to concept, cover 3 sky. And once again, no real adjustments needed, as the Y receiver here just gets wide open because the crosser once again pulls the cornerback down. No adjustments needed. Next up, we're going to pick the same play and cover 3 match. So we're going to put B on a slot fade and custom stamp him down to 0. That's just so he doesn't run into the other receivers and lose acceleration. As you can see right here, he just gets wide open for a very easy one-play touchdown. Might have the same effect against cover 4. Let's go and let's see. Cover 4 match. Quarters. So slot fade one more time. And it does work the exact same way. Very easy one-play touchdown. Might work the same way against palms. Cover 4 palms. So streak B and the Y receiver here is a really good man beater and can also get open pretty easily against cover 4 because it's a similar matching concept. Next up, we're going to do some cover 4 regular. And I don't think we're going to need any adjustments once again, as that B receiver holds that cornerback down one more time, allowing this guy to get right over the top. Next up, we're going to do cover 6. Cover 6, doesn't really matter which one. No adjustments once again, although the wide receiver was already open. That was crazy. So yeah, that was just instant. As we're on the cover 2 side here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we're on the cover 4 side. As you can see, you probably want to hold a little bit longer. I mean, realistically, the way this is looking, I can probably just put Y on a streak. And it's just like, you know, parting like the Red Sea. I wonder if the cover 4 works the same way, because that was way easier. And last but not least, your man coverage plays the motion out and up, which is catch and run one-play touchdown to the A receiver. As the pretty much every route here beats man, but if you throw this on that break, I mean, this dude's absolutely cooking cover 0 for a one-play touchdown catch and run. But you also have the curl, you also have the return, the Y receiver here. So you have a lot of really good man plays. But you also have the option to custom stem the motion route, which you see I can bring down. And he has the ability to beat his defender as well. But it's not as nearly as reliable. As you can see, that it doesn't work as well as the other routes. but lots of good man beaters. Next up out of the Deuce Close, we're going to start off with some run plays. Starting off with the best, probably the best run play, the halfback stretch. Go ahead and we'll pick random on defense. This play here, I'm going to move the ball back. This play here is just your best outside run. Because you have an even formation, you can flip this play without any animations, whether you want to flip it with the right stick or whether you want to flip the entire play by hitting X and then the right trigger, which would flip the entire play. It doesn't change anything. So that's really something that's a benefit. You typically want to run away from the nearest, from the more packed side of the box. Although this is a pretty even box, but I'm going to go ahead and go this way because we have a little bit more space to the outside. As you can see that the blocking just sets up really well. It's going to work really well against things like cover 3, cover 4, where the cornerbacks drop back post snap, as well as pretty much man defenses too, because these guys run a lot of fake runoffs. But you can see right there how it's not a guarantee. Now in a play like this, you can see how they're crowding the edge. This would be a scenario where I'd switch to an inside run, but since I'm trying to show this run play, I'll just continue to run it. As you can see, it's a lot of times just sprinting to the edge. It's a very easy run to just use the bread and butter of this formation. But like I said, there's a lot of really good run plays in this formation, including the best inside run play would be the 0-1 trap. Now this here, once again, if they're spread, like this is kind of spread here, I could get some probably get some yards right up the gut right there. And then, this is just your best inside run if they're spreading to stop the stretch. If they're pinching to stop the inside run, then you hit the stretch. It's really that simple. So you have a really good, series of run plays where this is just best if it's if there's any space between the tackles. It's just a very easy run play to use. Also have the halfback zone weak, which is a really good run. This one here is a little bit more, it's kind of in between. Like I could use this like a stretch, or I could use this like an inside run. I mean, it's something I could take inside or outside, which is nice. Here, once again, got some, there's nobody really out here, although that guy did jump outside to kind of stop that. But like I said, this is definitely the most versatile run because, like I said, I could take this inside or out. As you see, we're having a lot of success inside, but like I said, if there's space to the outside, which I'm not necessarily seeing, here's a look where there's no second level defenders. As we barely keep our player hot, although I think we lost that. So yeah, no, we still got it. But like I said, that's definitely a good inside run as well. And then we also got the counter Y, which is something that you just get a lot of extra pulling blockers over here. And then you can see how we have another good run traditionally to the edge. This is something where if they're kind of packed to one side, you can hit them with this counter play and have a lot of success as well. As you can see, I mean, we're just, this is just a very good run formation. It's one of the better running formations, which is why I'm glad it's in this playbook. Next up, we got the PA deep read, which is a really good play against man specifically, but we'll go ahead and we'll pick random here, so I don't really know what the play is. But you can see how these guys, they run deep 20-yard routes, although they also have the option to turn up field. So if it's like something like this here, this is my only zone beater, is just tight end out here. So if you have a zone, that's the only route you really have. I mean, the running back, I guess, technically is something you could hit too. Here we got another man coverage. You can see if it's just real simple. You're just watching these routes. If the cornerbacks turn and run with them, you got a really easy sit down in front of it. But if they don't, you got to take this this zone check down, either this or the running back. Although I haven't even seen the running back go out yet. As you can see here, he's helping to pick up blockers. And I don't even know. I was about to say I was waiting for him to go out. So that's a route that, I mean, I almost feel like it'd be better to give myself, because that really took a long time to develop. So I'd rather give myself some sort of like out route or something with this other tight end so that I have this, to throw to, because I don't really think the check and release that the tight end is running is too great. And I also don't feel like the running back goes out in a pattern half the time. So like I said, right here, you can just, this is all you got. You know what I mean? It's like, so for zone, this is not great. This is really a play that's best if you have somebody running a lot of man coverages. As you can see, like I said, when it's a zone, I don't really have a second option. I almost feel like a drag would probably be better too, because then I have something that's kind of going in motion. And then you also have to time it well. As you can see right there, didn't throw that with good timing, so that's why that play didn't work out, because I was actually kind of pre-diagnosed to something else there. As you can see, the running back finally turns up. Like I said, that running back doesn't feel like a guarantee, though, to turn up and become a target. I need him in his zone coverage. If he doesn't go out to block, it's a problem. So here we go once again. Like I said, getting a little bit better timing there, although once again, not perfect. You got to really time that. You got to throw with anticipation when it comes to that route. As you can see, we got that man coverage here. Can throw that and just hit that real easy. That's really the best way to utilize this play. As you can see right here, we're still waiting for that running back. As I'm just going to take off with the quarterback because, like I said, this is something where, you know, we just don't really have a great second option when it comes to zone. Now, there's another play that's also similar in a man beater that has some zone concepts in the single back deuce close corner stops. Gun will pick that, continue with random. Same idea. They just don't run as deep of a route. And I also feel like they also can get open underneath zones quite a bit more than the previous play. Although you can see here we have that look, and we have to go to our series of checkdowns, which are check and releases from the tight ends and the running back the exact same way. Like I said, I like the structure of the checkdowns more, and you have some really good blocking. So if you got somebody running a lot of cover zeros, you're going to have that pretty much locked up. I might actually pick a cover zero play to show. As you can see, we're just now that we're getting our timing, our rhythm a little bit better with these outside receivers. You can see how you know, we have a little more successes there. That was a zone coverage, and I had to you know, had a little bit more difficulty. Like I said, these are not great zone plays. These check and releases are pretty much all you have once again, and it can take a little bit of time based off the fact that a lot of times they'll stand in as blockers. But you can see, like I said, you can have success with them. They're not you know, horrible routes. They're just nothing you know, there's not big plays to be had necessarily from the zone beaters. Next up, we got the spacing switch. Another play has got some good man and zone concepts. The zone beater is going to be the Y receiver and the running back, where the man beaters are going to be every curl. So if you just watch the zone beater into the flat, you can see right there, if he doesn't get followed directly by a man defender, then you know that you can throw to him. Otherwise, you got to throw to the curl in his area, or you can work your way across the field. But obviously, the X curl is going to be the best to start here, as the curls can beat zone as well. As that was the zone coverage there. The tight end actually was better, though. Goddard was out a little bit further here. Like I said, it's a rhythm and timing play. Once again, you got to get that ball out quick, which is why, like I said, split the field and have pre-snap. Watch the Y defender, and if he's covered, you can just throw it right over the top there, which is not a huge play unless you break a tackle, which has been known to happen. As I'm trying to go to the other side of the field, I'm going to try to force the other side, even though it's not necessarily the way that I like to go, but you can see how we're having deeper routes to the other side. So if you know it's a man coverage, it's going to be better to go to the other side, because these routes are going to be deeper than AJ Brown's route right now, because that's only like a 5-yard route, where this B route here is more like a 6, 7, 8-yard route. Even the tight end is a little bit of a longer route, but you can see it takes a little bit longer to get open too. So that's why, like I said, I prefer to run it like this. Although that was a man coverage, and I actually made a bad read there because he just jumped all over that. But yeah, I mean, you can see how easy this is to just basically make a one read between the tight end and the corner route, or the curl route. Next up, we have the bench. We're going to pick that. This is a play that's good against a lot of different things, because these corner routes are speed corner routes. So if it's man coverage, like this appears to be, they're going to do a better job of getting outside against man coverage than normal corner routes. So for that reason, this here is a really valuable play. Although that was just a poorly timed throw. But you have that, and then you also have the Y route, and not the Y route, the out routes, which are really good man and zone beaters too. Because if it's zone, a lot of times, as we have, looks like we have cover 2 there, which is another reason this is a good play, because that's going to be a very good play against cover 2. It'll get open above the cornerback. But you can see how you have, I don't know what that was, but I threw it a little bit late, but it looked like it would have got it there anyway. But you can just have some really good, you know, the B route and the A route just do a really good job of getting outside of just about every man or zone, where the A route and the Y route, which are the out routes, they can also get open underneath those guys pulling back, as well as outside against man. As you can see, we're just having a lot of success. So this is a very easy concept to run. And then the running back as well is a decent check down, which of course I'm going to try to force it to him on the next play. As you can see, you know, it's just a good play that if your opponent starts to chase these outside routes for whatever reason, that you can go to to the running back, because I'm trying to force it across the field. You can always custom stem this a little bit too, so that you have a little bit, you know, different depths when it comes to these routes. As you can see, I mean, it's a really easy potential for a big play against cover 2 is this has a lot of, you know, potential for one play touchdowns and stuff like that, which I'll go ahead and I'll go through next. So we're going to pick that again. We'll start off going concept to concept with cover 2. As if I really wanted to pull, I could do like a concept like this, so that we have something to pull the cornerback down and something to pull the safety back. As like I said, it's a big play, even though it was just not the best throw. I got a little close to the boundary there, but this is something that can definitely be a big play at the very least. As you can see, I probably have to custom stem that up. That's the only thing, like I said, when it comes to beating cover 2, you probably want to custom stem this X receiver up just a little bit, just to get him a little bit over that corner more. And then you can see how he can also potentially get outside that safety for a big play. I'm not necessarily going to call this a one-play touchdown, but this is definitely a good play when it comes to you know, cover 2, beating cover 2 consistently, as well as other man coverages and stuff like that, which I'll show next. So we'll go ahead and we'll go with just some man coverages, starting off with man 0 blitz. We'll cover 0. As I don't really have to make any adjustments. These routes just do a good job because, like I said, they're speed out routes. As I didn't necessarily make the play there, but you'll see how these guys will consistently. And then the running back already is kind of on a check and release, so it should help to pick up the block. As you can see there, we get over the better cornerback of the two, by the way, McDuffie. We get an outside release, and you can see how easily this can be going for a touchdown. As there, it looks like he was going once again. I don't know what happened. It looks like they ran into each other. The cornerback looked like he was on the ground or something like that. And like I said, yeah, the same checkdowns with the tight ends, which get open just as fast. But really good man beater. And it's going to work the same way with cover 1. Where are we at here? Cover 1. As you know, these routes work the exact same way, and then you can just, you know, it's all about beating the safety at that point, which is not necessarily going to be as easy because that's his job, is to make sure nobody scores. But you can see how, you know, we do have the ability to get around that for a big play against any man coverage. And it's going to be the same against man 0 or man press, which is going to be cover 2 man. So we're going to do that one more time. Although here you can see they actually play underneath and over the top, so it's a little bit different. So cover 2 man is not necessarily the same way. For cover 2 man, it'd probably be best to motion this guy out. And then in that scenario, you're going to want to be on a hash mark because you're going to need the extra space to the sideline. So you can see how he has outside leverage here. And then when I bring him down, he's just going to have even leverage. And that's how you're going to be able to get open against cover 2 man. So it's not necessarily going to work without motioning and without being on a certain area of the field, but it still beats man coverage the same way. Next up, we have our one-play touchdown in the PA X post cross, but this also has some good dink and dunk plays too. So we'll pick random at first. Just go random nickel, you know, over G here. Now, if I want to, I can put the A receiver on a drag or an in route to get myself an extra level of passing, but that's not necessary. As you can see, the running back's the first read. If it's a zone, he's going to be open underneath for an easy catch and run. And you can play the zone concept off of the B receiver, which I can also, I think I can custom stem him up. No, actually I can't. That's not a route you can stem, but you can see how you start here. If he's there, just take it right away. You know, don't get too creative. You can get plenty on a catch and run there. And then work your way back. This looks like a cover 0, which the blitzer actually followed. But you can see even in a 0, we still get that route. That route's still there. Even in a man, that's still an option. Although if it's a 0, you probably don't want to put the A tight end on anything. But you can see, like I said, this guy's just consistently open. There's nothing out here, and why wouldn't you take this? You know what I mean? Don't force it to the deeper route, even though the deeper route is probably a bigger play. Looks like we might have a 0 here or a man coverage of some kind. You can see how this route here can also be a very big play, but the running back was even bigger. So no adjustments needed. As you can see here, I'm going to try to force to the deeper route. You can see it's just a mistake. Like I said, the running back was there, so I should have just took it. But that's, you know, that's basically the basis of the play. Now, we already did the bench for cover 2, so as far as one-play touchdowns, we're going to start off with cover 3. As all you really got to do here is put the Y receiver on a streak, and then you can put B here on a corner route, which I totally messed up by motioning him out by mistake, but you can just put him on a regular corner route and custom stem that down just a little bit as I keep accidentally motioning him out with the left stick. But yeah, that's it. That's all you really got to do, and you can see how that's going to pull back. Very easy score here as he's just, you know, the streak's going to pull back the safety for a very easy one-play touchdown crossing the field. And that should work the same with cover 3 match. We'll have the same success against cover 3 match. We'll just pick like the corner blitz here. Same idea as we had the guy just like free off the edge, but typically cover 3 match you have somebody matching. This particular cover 3 match doesn't appear to be that way. So yeah, so it should work the same. Cover 3 regular, cover 3 match is going to be the same play. Next up, we'll choose cover 4. We'll just continue in this over G right here. Against cover 4, you can do the same setup and you know, try to get the X receiver across. As you can see right here, he's actually like running into somebody, but you can see how he eventually gets across. But you can also do no setup at all and throw to the B receiver, as the B receiver here is just going to run across his defender and be an easy catch and run. And if I streak back that defender, there's actually going to be a defender in the way trying to tackle him. So that's actually something where you can do no setup at all, or you can use the same setup as cover 3 if you didn't necessarily read the defense well, and it'll work both ways. Same thing with cover 4. That was, what was that, quarters. We're going to do cover 4 palms next, which should be the same. Should be no real change. I know they don't necessarily react the same, but you can see how, you know, X is once again getting over the top, although there was a defender closing. But like I said, you don't have to do any setup at all. You can just do the B receiver, and it's the same thing, as he's just crossing for a very big play the same way. And even though I didn't complete the last pass to AJ Brown, you did see how it was basically working the same way he would have got open. As we were waiting for this guy to cross. Once again, like I said, the outside cornerback there. You can see if when I do the streak, the X and the Y, it's like their defenders like seem to be running into each other a lot. So that might not be the best way to go, because there's a lot of interference from this setup compared to the AJ to the other one, to the B setup. As you can see here, we might have that overthrown. No, we got that time. So like I said, it's definitely there. It definitely works. Next up, we'll pick that again, and we'll do cover 4 palms, which should react the same way with no setup. The B receiver, really easy. You know what I mean? That's just a route that that deep quarter doesn't cover very well at all. And then you can also do this way, although I find that this way is less, you know, not, I want to say less successful, but it's definitely, I think the B receiver gets open a lot easier than that, even though, you know, that works the same way too. Next up, we'll choose cover 4 regular, which I'll have to go concept, because I don't even know where that is in this playbook. We'll pick it out of the 2-3 dime. This setup's going to be the same as cover 3. Just custom stem B down, streak the wide tight end to pull back, and you'll notice how the cornerback outside here just completely matches. This setup's going to be the same as cover 3, corner out B, custom stem him down, and the streak will pull back both the safeties, while the B receiver pulls down the corner, allowing this receiver to just get wide open over the top of the cover 4. Next up, we'll do cover 6. Cover 9, same thing. As the B receiver is gonna get open the exact same way, although it looked like the post route was gonna get open too. So another play, we don't really need any setup. As you can see, the post route's just wide open. Although I got hit as I threw, and of course it was a bad pass, or at least pressure based. And then you can see how this guy's just split in the middle of the field. No real adjustments needed. So cover 6, cover 9, both of the routes really should get open, but just watch for which one actually gets open. Next up, we already went over how the bench is good against cover 0, but let's do the PA X post cross against cover 0. Pick this here. This play here, the best play is going to be B. As you can see, crosses the exact same way. Although you could completely change like the blocking structure. Put Y on a streak, put A on a drag, and then check and release the running back. And this can give you an opportunity to X. Although it's not as great of a play, considering, like I said, the best man 0 plays either B or from the bench play I showed earlier. Next up, we're going to choose cover 1 hole. Same idea. You can streak Y. to pull back the safety. And you can see how this can let Brown here get across, although, you know, that there wasn't really the best throw. Kind of an underthrow. You could also throw to B. B is going to be a really good play against any man coverage. Against pretty much anything, really. I mean, it gets over against man or zone. But it's not necessarily guaranteed a one-play touchdown catch and run, so we're going to try for that here. As we didn't get a good throw once again, but you can see how he runs across. Might be my fault. I'm kind of leaving the pocket a little bit early. Against Lane Johnson here all day. I'm just basically setting him up, but you can see how we can get over the top of that. So we get a little bit of like a warp animation. A little more speed would help too. AJ Brown, I think he's like a 91, 92 speed. I'm not really sure. Next up, we got cover 2 man. So, same setup. Put Y on a streak. Although you can put B on a 10-yard out route to pull the safety outside. And it'll make it a lot easier to get this ball over the middle there. As you can see, we got a jumping catch animation, which didn't really work out. I'm going to custom step down too. And you could use the tight end, but he does not pull nearly as well, especially with the B receiver running across. As you can see, that that basically doesn't spread the window. So if you really want to create that space, just motion this guy out. Put him on a 10-yard out route. A lot easier to throw over the middle now, as we'll call that a catch and run. We'll play touchdowns. He caught him at like the 2 or something, but still very explosive play against that. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.